Before we get into the video, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I mean, come on, what are you doing if you're not subbed to me by now? My content is fire, from stop motions, news videos, reviews, music occasionally. All my social media accounts are linked down below, and now, let's get straight to it. What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. As you can tell by the title, I have some news on director Angel Manuel Soto. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm not Spanish, so I'm not well versed in names like that. He is going to be directing one of the new spin-offs for the Transformers movie franchise, and this movie was announced around 2021, so it's been over 2 years now since we've known about this movie. I've been wondering about any updates on this thing, and a bunch of other people online have been wondering for months now what's going on with this movie. I think in a video a while back I was talking about how this could be like a Wheeljack spin-off movie, because they did mention that it would be taking place in South America, and we found out in Rise of the Beast that Wheeljack is in South America, and that's where he usually perimeters around that area on Earth and where he's stationed. So that's what I was thinking the movie's going to be about, but I'm not sure. And he gives an update here. This comes in from Collider.com, and I'm also reading from TFW's post on this. He shares a little update on it. He says, "I pitched them an idea, I read a script, I didn't like it, and I pitched them a whole different idea, and they liked it, but then it was too late. So they told me, yeah, we cannot do your idea, but we like your idea, so we want you to write the idea and then direct it. So we've been in that process, but the writer's strike happened, laughs, it will be different, it will be different." So there's kind of a little bit to unpack here. It was a whole bunch of, we like your idea, but we can't do your idea, but we want you to do a different idea, blah, 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 blah. And it seems like this whole thing is coming from Lorenzo not wanting to do his idea, but moving forward with a big blockbuster movie, which is what we ended up getting with Rise of the Beast. So if that's the case, and that's what I'm guessing, and I've seen a lot of people online guessing the same thing, that's what it sounds like. And if that's the case, if that's true, man, I don't know about this. I think, y'all know my thoughts on Lorenzo. I've talked about him many times before on my channel. I think the guy is pretty dumb. He knows nothing about Transformers, and hell, to an extent, G.I. Joe as well. He's ruined G.I. Joe, and it looks like he wants to ruin it a third time by including it in with the Transformers franchise when we haven't even gotten freaking Megatron introduced properly in this new universe of Transformers movies. Oh man, I just don't see what Hasbro and Paramount sees in this guy for the past almost 20 years now since he got on board with the 2007 movie. It's just insane. It's just a pure, perfect example of incompetence at the top with these corporations and these filmmakers and studios and all that. It's a clear sign that Lorenzo just needs to go. And if he, in fact, was the one that shot down Miguel Soto's idea here, then that's just even more proof right there that he just has to go. And man, I could rant for hours about Lorenzo here. I'm really curious what his idea is for this Transformers movie that it seems like they're moving forward with, but it also sounds like the writer's strike is delaying this a bit, because it sounds like they're still in the script writing process for this movie. So I'm thinking probably 2026 at the earliest we'll see this thing come out, maybe 2027, I don't know. That's quite a few years away, but with this writer's strike happening, and it seems like they're not too far along with the idea of this movie, even though this movie was announced over 2 years ago. I don't know, the whole situation is a bit confusing to me. It's almost like bipolar how they're describing how Paramount gave hthey gave him the green light to do this movie. They didn't like his idea at first, they liked it again, but then they didn't want to do it, but then they want him to direct and write it. I don't know, man. And then there's also the factor, I almost forgot to mention this, geez. There's the factor of that he is the director of the new Blue Beetle movie that just came out like a week and a half ago. If you guys want to go see it, go ahead. It's in theaters, blah, blah, blah. But the movie's not doing too good. Last I heard from in terms of like a rating and critic standpoint, it's doing pretty well. I think it's even doing better than Rise of the Beast did, which is kind of surprising to me. But it's not doing good box office wise, and we all know that's what these studios are looking at mostly, because y'all know Revenge of the Fallen didn't do good at all, but it made over $1 billion at the box office, so we got a bunch of other sequels to go along with it. So these studios, they care more about the box office numbers and how well the movie does and makes them money. That is the main thing that they want to see, return on investment. And it seems like Warner Brothers is not going to be getting that with Blue Beetle. I think it's one of the lowest opening weekends in the whole DC universe in like a long time, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. And he's the director of that. So I think that might steer Paramount away from letting him do this movie, because it might be another potential flop for Paramount. And we all know, like the only movie in recent times in the past like year or a couple years for Paramount that's done really well is Top Gun Maverick. Even the new Mission Impossible movie hasn't even done that well. There's been a few other flops. Dungeons and Dragons is another one that comes to my head. There's been a few other ones that I can't remember, but I mean, Paramount really can't take too many risks right now. They already sort of took one with Rise of the Beast. They're still going forward with the animated movie next year because it's way too far along in production to cancel it. And who knows, maybe if it wasn't already done being filmed, that movie might have been canceled because of how I wouldn't say bad Rise of the Beast did at the box office, because I think it did okay. I mean, the budget was around 200 million and they made a return of, I think it was 450 million. So at least they sort of broke even in a way. But who knows? Transformers 1 could have been canceled if they weren't so far along in production. I don't know in the end if he's actually going to be able to do this movie with the writer's strike going on and how early they are in the working process of this new Transformers movie, and with the factor of Blue Beetle not doing good at all box office wise. I don't think Paramount is really going to let him do this thing, but who knows? Paramount, as we know with them, they're very random when it comes to Transformers and even G.I. Joe, so who knows what they're going to do. They seem to not really know how to handle this property too well. Even though I did think Rise of the Beast came out good, and I do like the first 3 Bayformer movies, but we all know these things are a mess production-wise and just idea-wise, so who knows what they're really going to do with this thing. And the last thing for news that I want to cover in this video is we have some new listings for Transformers Earthspark Deluxes. This is coming from, yet again, JT Prime 17, the leaked listing god himself. He's coming in clutch yet again with these listings for Earthspark. First one here, we have Deluxe Class Prowl, we have Deluxe Thrash, Deluxe Jawbreaker, and Deluxe Aftermath. Now there's some interesting things here. I think this is our first Deluxe Class Thrash. We had Twitch late last year. We had a Warrior Class Thrash, but I don't think we've had a Deluxe yet, which is pretty cool. Second thing is a Deluxe Class Prowl. If I'm remembering things correctly, the only time we've seen Prowl in Earthspark so far is in a flashback, if I'm remembering that well. So I don't know if he's going to have a more prominent role in the second season, or if we're even going to be getting a second season. I don't know. But this is pretty interesting that he's going to be showing up in the Earthspark Deluxe Class line. I don't know if they're just putting him putting him in to fill in the toy line because they gotta fill up the line and they haven't made any newer molds to put him in with the deluxe wave, so they're just repainting the Cyberverse Deluxe. That's an idea, because they did do that with, I think, Shockwave and Starscream, so it's not out of the question that this Prowl here could be just a repaint of the Cyberverse Deluxe and not a new mold at all, which could kind of suck. Furthermore, he might not even come with the blast effects. I don't even remember if the Shockwave and Starscream did. So, the whole thing with inflation and prices rising and they're packing in less than they did just a few short years ago with accessories is a bit baffling to me, but that's not what I'm talking about here. I can make a whole different video, a discussion video of me talking about all that stuff, which I'll probably do at some point. But the point of the matter is, Deluxe Class Prowl, it might indicate that he'll probably have a prominent role in Season 2 of Earthspark, which I'm all for it. I think it would be kind of cool. I just want them to bring in Jazz, people. Where the hell is Jazz? Y'all know me. He's probably my favorite Transformers character of all time, and they haven't done anything with him in recent media in the past, 6 years. It is freaking insane. Optimus Prime's second in command needs respect put on his name. But the last thing here, Deluxe Class Aftermath. Now, this could be a code name for a different character that we don't know about. Or it could be an actual name of a new character that we also don't know about. So, those are the two things that are rattling around in my head on what this thing could be. My guess is, if it's an all-new character and if that's his name, Aftermath, I'm thinking it could be a tank transformer. That sounds like it would be a perfect name for a tank former. But again, I don't know. That's just me speculating. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I want to cover in this video. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you guys think? Do you think the Angel Miguel Soto Transformers movie is going to be happening at some point? And what do you guys think about these new Earthspark Deluxe Class listings? And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!